Have you ever felt like you're on the brink of achieving something great, but somehow, no matter how much you talk about it, nothing seems to happen? Perhaps it's because the more you speak of your dreams, the further they seem to drift away. What if I told you that the key to truly unlocking your potential lies not in the things you say, but in the actions you take silently, without the need for approval or validation from anyone? In today's story, we'll meet Alex, a young man full of dreams but trapped in the cycle of talking about them without ever making them real. This story is not just about him, it's about anyone who has ever felt stuck, lost in words rather than deeds. It's about finding the power of silence, focus, and action. In a quiet town surrounded by the peaceful beauty of nature, there lived a young man named Alex. He was brilliant, full of ideas, and had a heart full of ambition. But despite his intelligence and talent, Alex had a habit that kept him from moving forward. He loved to talk about his dreams. Every time a new idea popped into his head, he couldn't wait to share it. Whether it was his friends, family, or anyone willing to listen, Alex spoke of how he would change the world, build a business, or achieve greatness. And he believed that by speaking his dreams out loud, he was bringing them closer to reality. The more he talked about it, the more he convinced himself that he was on the right track. But as time went on, Alex realized that despite all his talking, nothing had changed. His dreams remained as distant as they had ever been. One day, while sitting alone in the town park, Alex was approached by an elderly man named Guruji, a wise figure who had observed Alex for some time. Guruji, seeing Alex's frustration, decided to speak with him. Guruji said gently, "I've heard many things about your dreams, but tell me, how many of them have you actually achieved?" Alex paused, feeling a lump form in his throat. I've tried, Guruji, but no matter how much I speak about them, it feels like I'm stuck in the same place going nowhere." Guruji smiled warmly and nodded. "Let me tell you a story, one that may help you understand. He began long ago in a small village far away. There lived a man named Leo. Leo had a dream to own a vast farm. He worked tirelessly every day, saving every penny, planting crops, and expanding his land. But unlike most people, Leo never spoke about his plans. While others boasted about their goals, Leo stayed quiet and focused on his work. His neighbors often asked Leo, "Why do you work so hard? What's your plan?" But Leo would simply smile and say, "You'll see when the time is right." Years passed and Leo's farm grew. He bought more land, expanded his crops, and built a beautiful house. His neighbors were amazed at his success, not knowing that his dreams had silently been coming to life. One day, a close friend visited Leo and asked, "Why didn't you ever talk about your plans?" Leo simply replied, "Because when you talk too much about your dreams, two things happen. First, people may discourage you, and second, your energy is wasted in talking instead of working. Silence protects your dreams. It's through silence and action that dreams are realized." Alex sat silently, absorbing every word. Guruji looked at him and continued, "You see, Alex, when you speak too much about your goals, you trick your mind into thinking you've already accomplished something. But silence, my friend, allows you to focus, to put all your energy into action. Let your success do the talking." Alex felt a sudden clarity, as if a veil had been lifted from his eyes. He finally understood. "So can I change, Guruji?" He asked, his voice now filled with a sense of new purpose. Guruji nodded. "Of course, starting today, speak less and act more. Let your actions speak for you." From that moment on, Alex decided to stop sharing his plans with everyone. He focused all his energy on his work, dedicating himself to action rather than words. He studied harder, worked silently on his business ideas, and took steps every day toward his goals without seeking validation or applause. Months passed and Alex's efforts began to bear fruit. His business started to grow, and people began to take notice, not because he had talked about his dreams, but because he had worked tirelessly to make them real. When the final exam results came out, Alex was at the top of his class. His friends were shocked by the transformation. "Alex, how did you do it?" they asked. Alex simply smiled and thought of Guruji's words. "Silence is the key to success. Years later, Alex became a successful entrepreneur, admired not for his words but for his unwavering actions. His story became a symbol of quiet perseverance, proving that true success comes from doing, not just talking. Speak less, act more, and let your success do the talking.